Okay, to install Doctopus into Google Docs, first thing that you need to do is create a folder, and you can call it anything you want. If you're going to do a time series assignment or whatever, I've just called mine Doctopus Training 2. So you create a folder and you go into that folder, and two things that you need to create inside this folder. One is the document that you're going to share with the students, so a Google Doc. Give it a name. You can call it anything you want. I'm just going to call this one Assessment 2, for I don't even know why. And the other thing that you're going to want to do is create a spreadsheet. Now, you also can name this anything that you want. I'm just going to say student email. Okay, and then in here it's quite important, these columns, that you name them in this fashion: student name and also student email. Not email addresses, just use student email. I find that's easier. Now, I'm just going to use me because I don't want to keep sending you guys emails. So you would put all your students' names here. St. Cuthbert's school. Oops. .nz. Okay, so most of you have this done, so you've got all your email addresses and so on. That's the easy part. Once you've got this done, you go up to Tools. And under Tools, you will see all of this. What you're interested in is the script gallery, so you're going to click on script gallery. And then this window's going to come up, and you're going to type in Doctopus, and you're going to ask it to search. And it's going to come up with the search on the bottom here, which is this one here. We're going to say install, and it will install this script editor for us. And it's going to come up with this window prompt that says authorization required. So you say continue, and you scroll down and you say accept. And that's pretty much it. That's all you need for the installation, that much of it, and you would close that window. Now you will see that Doctopus is now up on my toolbar here, and I have some options here. The one that I want is launch installation. The setup and sharing basics window will come up. This is step 1. You want to select individual all the same. I mean, there's other things that you can do here, but for what our purposes are, we want individual all the same, because we want to send a single template document to every student, and we want it to be the same for every student when it goes out. You don't want any whole class access, and you want to allow editing, and that's all good. Everything else is fine. Student email, student name, save, settings. This is just Doctopus doing what you're asking it to do. It sometimes takes a bit of time. And that is the sharing for that document. I'm hoping that it's going to do this reasonably quickly. So it's done that. Now it's given me a new window called Step 2, choose which documents to copy and distribute. Now, select the folder that contains your document template. So you want to select the folder that you've already created. And for me, I've created, and there's a lot in here, so be careful what you pick. And if you're not sure about what the name of your folder is, you can always go up here, and you've got a window that will still be open on Google Docs that will tell you what the name of your folder is, in case you forget, like me. And Doctopus Training 2. Once you've put that folder in there, it will then come up and ask you for what template you want to send to the students. Well, we want to send Assessment 2. So you've got your folder and your document that you're sending, and you save. Third step is where do you want the destination folder for the file naming and notification. So where do you want the students' copies of their documents to go? You want to be able to look at them and see what they're doing. I'm just going to put them in the same folder that I've created, the Doctopus Training 2 folder, but you can create one and name it whatever you want if you want, and that happens in this box here, the second box down, where it says create folder name. You can do that options too. Now, how do you want the files named? Well, since it's assessment 2, I'll call it assessment 2, but then I want it to have the student's name. So I just copy and paste that into there so I don't make any mistakes. So that's now in this box here. Now, notifications. Yes, you want to do that. You want to tick that. It should show, and this is where it gets a little interesting if you haven't done your spreadsheet quite right. You want it to show down here, student email. You want that to show, okay? And email subject, I've shared you a document, or I've shared you whatever you want to say. It doesn't really matter, and you can put a note. Here's your time series assessment. Spell it right. And save the settings. So that just means that you're giving a notification to the students that you've sent them a document. The email will come to them with a link that they can then go to. And now it will save all of that, and you'll go and it will now look and sort of summarize what you've done. So you read through this to make sure it reads properly the way you want it. Now you can exit at this point and do this all later, or if you want to run and do it now so that all the students now get this, you can. So you can do this later in this, or you can do it right now, which I'm going to do right now. And it does take some time for Google Docs to do this, and it will kind of do it in the background of your spreadsheet. And if you've got a whole list of students, this may take, it's not going to take very long because I've only got me, but it may take 5 minutes to actually go through all of this. So it's done this, it's been successful, and if there's been an issue ever with it being able to share the document with one of your students, a notification up here will come up and tell you that there was problems in sharing. So now what happens is this should be in my document, this should be in my email with a link. I just want to show you what it looks like to the students. This has gone now into my email from CherylCrabb@Gmail. I shouldn't be using Gmail, as that's my own personal account, but I do at this point, and I'll probably change that. And I've shared you on a document. You click that, and what it will do is give you a link to assignment 2 and with my name on it. And I click that, and I will then get into a document and I'll go and do my assessment at that. Now, just so that you know, if I go back to my folder, I now have in my folder, teacher folder, Assessment 2 Cheryl, or Assessment 2, and it will have a whole list of the assessments that your students will have in your folder that you've assigned to them. They're all there. Anytime they do any work on them, you are going to see what they are doing.